Internet, Eric here. Well, it's October, and in October is Halloween. I discuss movies, mainly horror movies, so why not just jump into the chase? Why not discuss Halloween? If you're new to my channel, welcome. Look at that. I always thought that was cool. Yes, this is a VHS. Kids, before there were Blu-rays and DVDs, we had to stick this big fucking thing in something called a VCR player to watch movies. Anyways, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I do discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you, so watch at your own risk. Basic plot is everybody's fucking seen this movie. But if you haven't, for some ungodly reason, basic plot of this movie is we are following Dr. Loomis, Dr. Sam Loomis. He is I don't know if he's actually a psychiatrist or what have you. He is the person who has been watching over Michael Myers. Michael Myers has been locked up in a sanitarium for, I don't know how long, since he was 6, 10, I don't know, preteen, I don't remember his age. He's been locked up in the sanitarium for murdering his sister on Halloween night, and he escapes, of course, makes his way to Haddonfield, Illinois, to stalk some babysitters, and Loomis is there to try to save the final girl of the movie, Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. Hilarity ensues. That's it in a fucking nutshell. Everybody has seen this movie. I really enjoy it, like most people. First off, let's talk, and I don't get me wrong, I do have some cons with this movie. First off, Sam Loomis, played by Donald Pleasence. I've only seen Donald Pleasence no, I haven't. I've mainly only seen Donald Pleasence in this entire series. He's in all of these films. But I've also seen him briefly in Escape from New York, a John Carpenter film. And he's also in Prince of Darkness. So John Carpenter used him quite a bit. I know he played Blofeld in one of the James Bond movies. Anyway, I love Donald Pleasence here. I love how he knows that Michael Myers. He says Michael Myers is basically pure evil. There's the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. There's nothing in there. He's pure evil. Why he did what he did and why he's going to do what he's going to do. He's been compared to Ahab going after Moby Dick. That obsession with wanting to catch this thing, and I love it how Donald Pleasence is not too over the top here. He's not, a caricature. He's very calm and collected in a lot of parts. He's very serious when he needs to be serious. And I like his delivery because a lot of time it's just, especially when he's talking about his history with Michael, he's just sitting there calmly, almost near whisper, saying, his experience with this kid. Into, I think Michael's supposed to be maybe 18 or something now, as when we're in the present day, and he's talking about this evil child, evil teenager, whatever, and he's just doing it like it's just another day because he's so used to this. But I like there's a little bit of malevolence to him. There's a scene where kids are looking into a window or they're going trick-or-treating and they're going to harass a house. And I like how Sam Loomis, hey, I don't know if I'm just going to say the kid's name is Billy. He says, "Hey, Billy, get your ass away from there." Like he's scaring the kid. Kids run away screaming, and then you just see this little devilish smile on him because he's like, it's Halloween. I want to scare some kids. But I also like the intensity is there when it needs to be there. When Michael escapes, he steals the car from the sanitarium, and he's like, Michael, someone says, he doesn't even know how to drive. And then Loomis yells, well, he sure learned quick, or someone gave him lessons, or whatever the line is. Perfect intensity. I love it. I like at the end when he thinks Michael's defeated. And Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, looks at him and he does that iconic, it was the boogeyman, wasn't it? And then Loomis he's just like, as a matter of fact, it was. So calm and collective, and you just believe this guy. And then I like how, I said there's going to be spoilers because everyone's seen this fucking movie. After Michael is shot and he falls off this balcony, and you see Michael laying down there, Loomis turns to Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, and they do the line, delivery that I just said. And then he goes back and he looks over the balcony and Michael's gone. And Loomis or Donald Pleasance, what have you, he's got this look on his face like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. You got up and you got away. Wonderful body language. The other actors and actresses, Jamie Lee Curtis is okay. Jamie Lee Curtis is fine from when we first meet her up until like the stalking part, in my opinion. I really like, she's just everyday girl next door. Instead of going out and dating the guys on Halloween night, she's there babysitting. She's got a good rapport with the kids. Little Tommy that she's babysitting, I like how, you know, they're them going back and forth when they're carving the pumpkins and stuff like that. I believe when the kids, because Lindsay, one of the girls being babysat from across the street, makes her way over, when Michael is there and he's attacking everyone, I believe her when she says, what does she say, go to the Mackenzies and call the police or something like that. You believe that. It's not too over the top, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. No, it's go to the Mackenzies, call the police, and wait for them there. Something like that. And it's great. But when she's getting stalked, and I think it's mainly just the way she whines, it is grating. When she, you know, that little wailing, that little whining. Is that realistic? I don't know. A lot of people defend that. They say it is realistic. I find it annoying as fuck. We're following this girl for like the last 20 minutes, you know, with Loomis sprinkled in a little bit here and there, but it's between her and Michael. When she's not making that little warbling noise, it's great because she's stabbing him with knitting needles and she is, you know, getting away as she can and, you know, as fast as she can, and it's great. But when she starts that little like she sounds like a fucking Thanksgiving turkey, it gets on me. But that's kind of nitpicking. Overall, Jamie Lee Curtis does great. PJ Souls as Linda. She's, you know, the horny blonde that she's always chewing gum and says totally. She's fun. She's bubbly. She's spunky. A lot of fun. Annie, the dark-haired girl, whines a little bit because she'd rather be going on a date than babysitting Lindsay. Typical teenager. Believable. Kid who plays Tommy Doyle is fine. What have you. So overall, I like the actresses. I like Donald Pleasance. The kids are fine. It's just Jamie Lee Curtis's constant, you know, turkey noise that gets on my nerves. Now, Michael Myers is really good. He's played by Nick Castle. I guess he's a stuntman. And he's menacing because he's so large. He's so, you know, he power walks a little bit. I mean, there's nothing really overly spooky. Like, he's not terrifying like Leatherface, because Leatherface runs at you with a chainsaw screaming. Or he's just this, like, everyday Joe with a William Shatner mask. You know, that is, I guess, a William Shatner mask with the eyes widened and, you know, painted white. But just that look of the mask, especially when it's coming in and out of the shadows, really gets you. And there's the kills. Kills are pretty low key, but I like that. In it, you know, when you see gore all now, and don't get me wrong, I love gore, but you see gore everywhere nowadays. I like back then, and I think it's budgetary reasons, there's hardly any blood in this film at all. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, where you think it's bloody, but it's not. Some of the kills are not brutal, but satisfying, I guess. Linda's strangulation one is really good. Annie gets a good knife. Does she get knifed, or does she get strangled as well in the car? I don't remember. But then you got Bob, the classic impaling in the door, and then Michael does the little head tilt, like kind of admiring his work type of thing. Low-key kills, but, you know, they sit with you. I like it. The score, fantastic. I'm not gonna do my impression of it, but, you know, every time anyone hears that song or that score, you know right away it's John Carpenter, Halloween's theme. And it's true. If you watch this film Without that score, it wouldn't be as terrifying. But the way he does it, like, you know, when it helps build the tension, you know, when Laurie's being chased by Michael. I like, you know, are they? They're not really. It's not bass guitar, but it's like the low piano keys, like dun dun dun. It kind of reminded me of Jaws a little bit, when Michael's slowly going where he needs to go. So the score makes this movie. John Carpenter has some really cool shots. One of my favorite shots is when Laurie is standing. She's got her back against the wall, and you see like a doorway next to her, and it's pitch black, and then you suddenly just see the mask come into frame. That's terrifying. She thinks she's defeated Michael. I think she just sticks him in the neck with a knitting needle, and she's resting on the ground, and then suddenly, slowly, you see Michael just sit up. You know, like The Undertaker out of WWE. That's got to be where he got it from. And it's a perfect shot. You know, you got Laurie right here, and you got Michael right in the background, somewhat blurry, and you just see him sit up. You know, shit is on. God, there's some really good jump scares. I love when because Michael's also stalking Laurie during the day. He is parked outside her school, watching her through the window as she's at school, and he's slowly walking down the school grounds. Little Tommy bumps into... No. Tommy's carrying a pumpkin, and the bullies knock over the pumpkin. Bullies run away, and they bam into Michael, and you hear that, like, you know, another fantastic piece of soundtrack or audio, and it just comes out of nowhere, and he grabs the kid, and he just lets him walk away scared. So, great jump scares, great music, used perfectly. Overall, I really, really enjoy this one. Is it the best one? No. But it's damn good. I don't know if it's because I've seen this so many times, it's kind of been saturated for me. It's not as terrifying as it used to be. But then again, I'm older now. Jamie Lee's turkey noise gets on my nerves a lot. But that's just nitpicking here and there. Overall, still give thumbs up to John Carpenter's 1978 classic Halloween. It's still a great film without the nitpicking. You got overall great cast. Fantastic score. Michael Myers is scary. Loomis, you want Loomis to win. You got that open ending where you're like, fuck. And I don't think Carpenter really originally wanted a sequel at all. He wanted to leave it open. Speaking of the ending, I love... And Soska Sisters ripped it off horribly with See No Evil 2. But after Michael gets away, you got all these shots of where Michael has been throughout the film, and you just hear his breathing. Wonderful. That's another great part of the audio. There's a scene after Linda's murdered, because Linda's talking to Jamie Lee Curtis on the phone, and she gets strangled with the phone cord. And after she's killed, Michael puts the phone receiver to his ear. You just hear him breathing and just wondering, you know, listening to Jamie Lee talk on the other end. Great. And it's a great scene, and it's a great shot of just the mask holding up this receiver, and it's just creepy as fuck. Love it. So I've rambled on along enough. I've talked way more than I should have, because everybody's seen this movie. Everybody enjoys this movie. Halloween, 1978. If you haven't seen it for some fucking reason, perfect time to watch it now. Highly, highly recommend it. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, share, click the bell. Don't. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Should I be praising this more? Do you think it's overrated? Am I telling the truth? You know, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I rambled on enough. So, cheers, and see anything you like.